17. Two little children. Babies and little children are, for many practical purposes, voice recorders with a long delay. Saying good words to your baby or child is the most utterly selfish act that you can ever commit. If you want your children to say to you in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, "You are an effing idiot," then that is exactly what you should say to them today. I prefer to say, "I love you" to them. As much as possible, I say it every day. 18. You are talking to your unborn grandchildren. When you're saying you're an effing idiot to your children, then you're also saying it to your unborn grandchildren, because this is what your children will say to their children, unless they make a real effort to break out of this vicious cycle. Say, "I love you" to your unborn grandchildren. By saying it to your children, then maybe your grandchildren will say, "I love you" to you. 19. To a student, a child, or an employee. Wrap your bad words in good words. When you're a teacher, a parent, or a boss, you sometimes have to use bad words when you're correcting students, children, or employees. If that is so, try to wrap your bad words in a package of good words. Start with good words, then say what you have to say to correct them, and then end with good words. Except in the case of imminent danger, it is best to wait one day before saying the bad words, because if you say them right away, then you will probably say them in anger, and your words will sound much worse than you intend. In Jane Fonda's biography, she describes how her father had once told her she had ugly legs, and she carried that sentence in her heart for the rest of her life. Before you say something bad, think for a second. Is this what my child should remember me for? Is this what my student should remember from my class? Is this what my employee should tell his wife or husband about me? 20. To a student or a child, be very specific with bad words. When you say something good, say it generally and specifically. When you really have to say something bad, say it only very specifically. So you would say, "You really matured as a person." That was general. Then also say, "You dealt very nicely with the criticism you got yesterday from your boss." That was specific. But you should never say, "You're really immature." That was general. You would just say, "The way you dealt with the criticism yesterday could be improved." That was specific. So even here you don't use negative words, but positive words that imply a very specific negative statement. Even if your child or student volunteers a general negative statement about himself or herself, you need to vigorously deny it. If you say to your child, "The way you dealt with criticism yesterday could be improved," and get the response, "I know, I'm so immature," you need to strongly contradict this. You should say, "No, you're not immature, but you should learn from what happened yesterday." Agreeing to such a negative statement could do immeasurable damage.